Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I am recovering from being overheated. I had a nice cold shower. It was one of those where you get in and you normally turn it to the normal temperature that you have it when you get up in the morning or whenever you take your shower. And it was like, too hot. Okay, turn it down a little bit. Okay, turn it down.
That's better. Yeah.
And then you keep turning it down until it's pretty much cold. And then you're like, oh, okay, that feels right. Just right there.
Yep.
God, it was miserable.
And of course, you guys are in period costume, so it's heavy wool, right?
Nope, it's 3 layers of cotton.
Oh, wow. Well, that's not much better.
Nope. The guys marching around the field have got wool on. But I work in a store, and of course we had to put all these plexiglass things up. I mean, we didn't, but the state required it, so the parks people did. And of course, it blocks
the breeze.
Airflow. Yeah, literally blocks all the airflow. I mean, there is some if you sit in certain places, but the air was just so warm that it was just like, we sat and puddled until we absolutely had to move to help customers. We're just like, keep looking around. Once you're ready, then we'll get up.
Yeah. I hear you.
And of course, by 4 o'clock, there pretty much was like nobody around.
Yeah.
Except for reenactors. So anyway, so I'm here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you could join us.
I'm glad you're here too. This would have been the week we would have needed a wizard and you weren't around.
Yeah.
Well, this poor wizard needs a little bit of a rest because I've only got one spell or
How is everybody doing in terms of keeping up with their XP, and is anyone close to leveling?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm just kind of like, la, la, la. I'm just oblivious.
I'm glad you said that. I forgot to update it from last session.
Yeah, I put the things out there so that they would be on the you guys could update your character sheets, because I'm sure as soon as somebody gets enough XP to level, we're gonna have questions. Okay, how do we level in this edition?
Pretty much.
Every edition handles that a little bit differently, but I use some consistent rules regardless of edition, just to keep my own sanity.
Gotcha. Well, and like I said, I haven't been keeping track, so I have no idea what we're at.
Oh, welcome, viewer. Welcome. We have a little bit of table talk, and then we will get started at the end of the session, or at the bottom of the hour.
Where have you been listing this stuff?
Normally I list it on several different platforms. I think today I got lazy and I didn't list it, but normally I list it on like Pinterest and Instagram and Twitter.
No, I'm talking about our XP and stuff.
It's in the treasure and experience sheet in your
it's in the handout. In your journal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right where it would seem obvious.
And we are allowed to use the 10% bonus if we have the stats that match the requirement in the class.
Yes. I don't think I specified that before, because I couldn't remember whether that went away in first edition or after second edition. But yes, if it gives you if if it gives you bonus XP for having high scores in your prime requisite, then yes, you may use that.
I don't
Let's
have a
take.
clue if I have any of that. Let's see here.
For the lore of dwarves, did you see that meme/chat thing I found that I sent to you?
I saw that. I didn't go all the way through it, but I saw that. I saw that you had sent it. Today was one of those, or this week was one of those kind of hectic weeks with a bunch of stuff going on, even though I was off of work.
Not a big deal. I just thought it was a really neat idea that the dwarven beards are evolutionarily how they have that constitution bonus, that like they've got the ability to like filter because of like how mining puts up dust that can be like bad for lungs and diseases. So over time they developed basically their own version of a HEPA filter.
That does make a certain amount of sense.
Where do we see the levels of...
On your sheet?
Well, no, I meant like what it takes to get to level 2, level 3.
The class
that's probably in the class section of the player's handbook. So let me.
For a wizard, it's 2,000 experience for level 2.
What?
For a wizard, it's 2,000. For like
2,500.
2,500. Wow, I thought it was a little bit
for a
less.
wizard. Nope. Warriors takes 2,000 for a fighter, and 2,250 for a paladin or a ranger.
Oh yeah, wizards are the most expensive.
Great.
Priests, 1,500 for a cleric and 2,000 for a druid. Rogues,
1,250.
Yeah, come on, where are you?
1,250 for thief and bard.
Okay, but where?
Page 53.
Good God Almighty! It's
Page 53.
oh, okay, yeah, okay, 1,250. Yep. What a reason when I went to that. Oh, that's weird. Okay. As if you click on the heading in the PDF, it takes you to the top of page 54. So I kept looking for it below that.
And on the sheet, it'll have your prime requisite bonus already in there, and it'll do all the math for you.
Where?
Yeah.
It's under details, towards the bottom of that page. On detail.
Details.
Info, the info tab, and then details underneath that tab, and then on the details tab, it's towards the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you have your current XP and then you put in your earned, it'll give your new XP, and then it'll give your prime requisite XP total, where it's already added all that in.
Thanks for the reminder that I need to transfer.
What does it say to next? It says class and then to next blank.
Okay, to next, you need to put in the 2,500, or you'll have to type that in.
That's kind of silly, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2,500, and then
if you don't want to do the math, you can just leave current XP at 0 and then put like the first session in, and then hit tab and it'll do the math for you. And then go back up to gained experience and put in the second session, hit tab, and they'll add it up.
Thank you for that, because I didn't know I needed to do that, but that totally makes this easier.
Well, I figured this out like just last week, so it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting little character sheet that they've programmed for second edition. I am in awe of all of the stuff that Roll20 will support. Not that it's necessarily the best or the worst, but
some things are so good,
flexible.
But some things seem a little
clunky,
convoluted, or clunky.
Yeah.
There's a simple sheet too. I mean, that's just one you chose, but there's a whole lot more support from the community for the simple sheet.
Okay, all right. Well, this one never lets us down. We might convert, but as long as it works, we'll go ahead and use this. And speaking of as long as it works, we have spent the last few minutes talking about experience, and we have. The bottom of the hour has gone by, and so I want to say welcome everybody to session 4 of Greyhawk Saturday Nights. It's our 4th session of playing through the original Temple of Elemental Evil adventure. And at this point, our heroes have been investigating the old moathouse. I'm going to go ahead and move the map over for the benefit of the chat, so you can now see where the party is. And last time, we spent nearly a whole session fighting last time. One fight led to another. And one of those fights was against a bunch of bandits. And in that fight, they managed to kill or drive off almost all of the bandits, but they did take one captive. And that captive was the bandit leader. They have outside, and he is there, kind of prone on the rocks outside of the keep wall right here. And the party were going to, I think they were going to want to try to question him, but I believe that was the end of the session. So, party members, what would you like to do? All of your other enemies are either dead or have fled the field, and you have this guy that you can deal with.
Is this guy visible, or did he just kind of sink?
You can see his legs sticking up on the ground.
I'm gonna drag him onto the shore so I can search him.
Okay, all right. So that was Brigand 3. Let's see, Brigand 3. All right, Brigand 3. He has a spear and an axe, and he has leather armor and a shield. And then let me see, as you search him, you will find. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. So they do it that way. Okay. Interesting. Okay, come on. There. There. Okay. So, you see, he has a little pouch, and in that pouch, he's got 16 copper pieces.
Oh, he was rich.
Yeah, very, very, very wealthy for sure. And then let's see. And he's also got a couple of other coins clinking around in there. And those other coins are, or there's one Electrum coin in there. And then, really? Okay. All right. We'll do this. Okay. Yeah, that's it. 16 copper and 1 Electrum.
Okay. Well, I'll strip all the good stuff off of him. And
yeah. Leather armor, shield, spear, and axe.
Yeah. And coin.
And coin.
There's probably
just a basic axe
too, right?
Yeah, it's just a basic axe, yeah. I'm sorry, Jero, what did you ask?
I said there's probably something on the other bodies as well.
Oh, yeah, there's probably stuff on the other bodies as well, if anybody wants to start searching those.
I want to go back out and search these guys.
Okay.
As you walk that way, I'm like, let's wait and let's get the group together. Those rats ran away, and I don't know if they ran away from us or something else.
Oh, I have one of the dead rats, and I'm like wiggling it around in front of his face, like, what? Like,
okay. This guy starts looking around as though he's wondering, well, maybe if you guys aren't going to pay attention to him, maybe he'll be able to crawl away.
Well, I was going to cross back and go to this body and kind of tell him,
okay.
I'll get to you next.
Well, you're not the only person in the party.
Yeah.
So you might want to tell your companions.
Well,
you are one of the few people. Okay, I guess Garm is the closest to you.
Garm and Zert.
Zert. Yeah. Zert says, "Oh, yes, well, we certainly don't want him getting away." And he will come over here, and he will take the guy's weapons from him, toss them to the side, and then he'll very roughly start binding his wrists with rope, and then put his hands behind his back while he binds his wrists with rope, and then wraps rope around his waist to keep him from being able to raise his arms at all.
Is this someone who surrendered?
Yep. Okay. It's the leader.
And if we all remember, one of the missions was to get a prisoner. We have one already from the session zeros, but this gives us a second one who actually might know something more.
Yep.
Okay.
So Zert is like, Oh, what do you all want to do with him?
Hold on to him. I have an idea once we're all done searching the stuff out here.
Feeding the frogs.
I'll do first aid on him too, since we're right after that combat, to make sure that he's not dying from like blood loss.
Okay, do you want Zert to bring him in? You kind of have to tell Zert what you want him to do.
Yeah, I'll go to the end of where the collapse is and say, hey, everybody, when you're done grabbing things, come in here. Let's have a planning session. And I start doing first aid on the people that might need it. And I don't think anybody got hurt except for Garm.
And I've already taken a potion.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a lot of my battlefield medic intuition is telling me we're okay at the moment.
All right, so Zert brings him in over here.
Quint is down 5 hit points from. I forgot he got hit by those frogs in the first session.
Okay. So Talon, can you move your token because you're right on top of the?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be on top. Sorry.
Okay, so this is this guy. What does he have? Okay, this guy is wearing. This was the kind of the second in command, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has ring mail and a shield. He's armed with a long sword and a flail. And in turns, and he's got a slightly heavier pouch that clinks with a few more coins. And as you open that pouch up and look in there, you see that he has 8 silver pieces. And then he has he has 7 electrum pieces. And he also has 6 gold pieces. So 8 silver, 7 electrum, 6 gold.
Okay.
On that guy.
Once they come back inside and we all are in here, I'm going to suggest, hi everybody, we should consider looking around this room and then circle up and make a plan on whether we're continuing or going to take the prisoner back and come back tomorrow.
I vote we take the prisoner back.
What time is it? Like what time of day?
You guys got here, I think, late morning. You've been poking around an hour and a half. It's probably in a normal day would be about time for lunch by now. You have a couple hours to get back to the town. So you want to probably leave here by mid-afternoon to get back to town before nightfall. Unless you guys plan to make a camp out here.
Nico thinks that says that with a prisoner, it's going to be more difficult protecting him from any giant ticks, giant spiders, giant frogs, or other giant vermin. I hate giants, by the way. You should know that. It's just a bad word. But giant something or other is going to try to eat him.
And Zert says, well, at least if we get attacked by a giant something, we have some food for it.
Well, there's all kinds of corpses lying around. I mean, I think they'll go for easy pickings.
Are we going to take them with us and throw them out as chaff if we get chased?
We do have a live bait. So
Yes. Zert says, and he shakes the leader. He goes, "Ow!"
I go play good cop and whisper to the leader. I'm like, all my friends want to just use you to feed giant creatures. You should be very forthcoming with information. And then to everyone, I'm like, hey, everybody, it's the gods will. Kling Eden wills us to fight with all our fury, but mistreating prisoners is not okay.
Well, why haven't we stripped him yet?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That stuff.
I don't want to mistreat the prisoner. I want to take him back to town and let him hang him.
Oh, I think that's too good for him. They should just make him a slave.
No, I don't know what they're going to do, but let's let them decide it.
So I think it's a brilliant idea that we should take away his equipment because no prisoner needs to have their weapons and armament. So we can.
Yeah, the Zert has already taken his weapons. He had a spear and a longsword. As far as his armor, he's got ring mail and a shield. And then he has, he's got a pouch that clinks on his belt, but also, as you notice, he has got a heavy gold chain around his neck.
Oh. Heavy gold chain.
Yes.
That's always good.
Yes. You pick that up, and it's definitely feels like it doesn't feel like it's, some base metal covered in gold. It feels like it's solid gold, so it's probably worth quite a bit. If anybody has appraisal skill, which I think somebody does, you might be able to.
I do.
Ah, yes. You can tell this gold chain is worth 200 gold pieces.
Yes.
Now, is anybody going to take the pouch and look in it?
Yes.
Okay, so in the pouch, we have seven silver pieces, and then there's 7 electrum pieces. Then there's 2 gold pieces. There's also 14 platinum pieces. And let's see. There is 1 gemstone. It's a gemstone called a citrine.
Free.
And that could be appraised as well. Oh, okay. You determine that the citrine is worth 50 gold pieces.
As a dwarf, I have the ability to notice like stonework, like specifically shifting, sliding walls or rooms. And since we're in a stoneworked room, and you even said that this one in the picture shows it to be a little bit finer stonework than out in the main area, do I notice any like hidden door, like sliding doors, or like hidden traps or pits or any of that dwarven stonework stuff?
I think this is one of those things where I have to
walk around the room, and because I can only detect it within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, there's a lot of these things in these older editions. It's like the DM is supposed to make the rolls so that the player doesn't know whether they succeeded or not.
I just put the stuff that I copied from the player's guide into the chat for you.
Okay. Detect greater slow 1 to 5. Tunnel passes, like shifting walls. Stonework fast fish 1 to 3. Okay. Then let's do. Let's go about doing this. So, you are quite certain that there are no slopes or grades. You are also quite certain that there's no new tunnel or passage construction. As you walk around, as you get kind of over towards the eastern wall of the room, your eye is drawn to a large tapestry that's on the wall. And you move that tapestry aside, and you can see that there is, in fact, a secret door beyond that.
Is the tapestry in good condition?
No, the tapestry is in pretty horrible condition. And as you go over and move it, the leader doesn't say anything, but he's just sort of looking curiously at you like you must be crazy or something.
All right, well, I'm going to pull down the tapestry and put it in a pile to the side because I want to use it later as a way to kill the rats. And I'll explain that at some point. But then I'll point out that, hey, everybody, we have a couple things you need to know about. First off, there's a secret door here, I think. And then
and I think I'm no, east. Did I say east or did I say west?
You said east.
Yeah.
You clicked west once, but you also clicked east with the tapestry.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it's this one over here.
And I point at it to everybody in the group, and I'm like, I don't know that we really want to go do this right now. Honestly, keeping the bandit leader alive and turning him in is worth 500 gold on this mission. It might be best to go back, get some food, sleep, come back, or leave at the break of dawn, and come back and fight those hundreds of rats. I'm known to exaggerate, but it looked like hundreds of rats.
Why are we fighting rats? That wasn't a mission.
Because clearing this place was one of the missions.
Yeah, for us to have it.
Clearing this place is not the mission. It's stopping the bandits.
It was part B of the mission. Part A was accurate information. Part B was clear this place and make sure there are no bandits. And part C was to get the bandit leader. And then there was progressively better pay for each section. And if we want 250 gold, the second mission was to clear the place.
Yep. And if you just cleared the place, it would be worth 250 gold. If you clear the place, or if you basically clear the place of bandits and bring back a prisoner, that's worth 500. Now, the other thing that's on the docket is if you want to invest some of the money that you make from this venture and clear this place and fix it up, well, the town council can offer you the deed on the place. Have it be kind of your base of operations if you so choose. But, there's obviously certain places you haven't been yet. You don't know what's beyond this door here, and I'm going to go ahead, since it's not marked here, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do here, and I'm going to do this, And I'm going to put this here. That you guys have discovered a secret door here.
Like, I guess we could secure him into one of those rooms we've already looked at and made sure was empty. If you want to keep the prisoner somewhere and not split us up in some way. But I was thinking one of the easier ways to make sure that everyone can get something to eat, a good night's sleep, and we can look around for another hour or two. But if we want to spend the night here, or do we want to get back to town? And I do think we should come back. There seems to be a couple different valuable objects around, and if we want to make this into some place that's worthwhile for us as a group, I have a dream, and my dream is to build up a mercenary company to take out all the evil, to fight off the evil. I forget the name.
So if I understand correctly, we can go back to town, take this hostage, and get 500 gold to divide amongst us, right? Right now,
you get 500 gold, yes, and you would then also obviously have a chance to rest in town and whatnot and resupply, and then you could come back out here again. Since you've taken the leader and killed most of the bandits, the rest of them are not likely to come back to this place, at least not immediately. So if you're back here in the next day or two, you're probably not going to see the place overrun with bandits again.
I like to go back now and get our money.
And I know some of you are going to get low on arrows and darts.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've got time. We might as well check out, in case any of the other bandits have anything worthwhile.
So check the other corpses.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And
I think we've got time to do that at least.
And take the chitin off of that one tick. It could be used to make lightweight armor, if someone had leather armor, they could probably put some pieces of that tick's chitin on it to improve it.
Well, we have armor, and somebody doesn't have any armor.
Well, somebody's a spellcaster and can't wear armor.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about Garm.
I don't wear armor.
Okay.
I'll help. By the way, I've appreciated working with all of you. You've done a great job. I would like us to form a more permanent association for adventure, treasure hunting, and fighting of evil.
And playing a helpful tune.
Okay, so
motivating.
Oh, and then there was something else that I forgot to look at for your benefit. Oh, yes. Nico, over here next to the fireplace, you discover a couple of loose flagstones, and
Talon was the one with the appraisal, was telling us what things were worth, right?
Yep.
Right.
So I say, hey, Talon, would you come over here for a second?
Okay.
Okay.
And I point at them.
I'll have to move him, but
okay. As you move those flagstones, you see that they are covering a small recessed area in the floor. And in that recessed area in the floor, there is a chest.
Ooh. Let's pull it out of the hole.
Okay, you pull it out of the hole.
I missed my opportunity to ask if it was attached to a body.
Yeah, and there, it's very heavy, and when you set it down, it clinks with the sound of coins.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the bandit leader and I'm like, is it trapped?
And he says
that.
He says, sadly, no, it's not.
Don't trust him. Fart before you pick. What?
I will check for traps.
Okay.
I'll whisper in
Just
his ear.
reminded you.
Okay. You check for traps and let me take a look at. Yeah, let me take a look at your character sheet.
Press the button. Oh, there. Hold on. Now I see what the problem.
Yeah, I think what it does. I think it makes me do the actual check.
Oh.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, you it's perfectly safe. Because I think the thing is you're not you're supposed to be told whether you succeed or not, but you're not supposed, if you don't succeed, you're not supposed to know whether you really rolled low enough to succeed or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You think there are no traps.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you're pretty certain that there's no traps.
Is it locked?
There doesn't appear to be a lock on it, no.
Let's open this up. I'm curious.
Well, I'm the one that checked for traps. I'll open it up.
Okay, you open it up, and the thing is filled about halfway with coins. Copper coins, to be exact, but it's a fair-sized treasure chest, and it's probably about 8 inches deep in coins, in copper coins. Then sitting on top of that are several other items. Sitting on top of the coins, there are 2 bolts of fine cloth, and they can be. Let's see. What are their colors? One is blue and one is green. So a bolt of blue cloth and a bolt of green cloth, and it looks like very fine cloth, like a fancy merchant might carry. So yeah, you can try your appraisal skill.
Okay.
No doubt they took this from one of the caravans.
Yep. Definitely.
Efficiency.
Oh, you're not quite sure how much those are worth, but you could probably find somebody in the town that could tell you what they're worth.
We should ask Lady Min to talk to the merchant, because he'll probably tell her the truth.
Me.
Yeah, okay. So there's that. Then there is a crystal flagon and 4 crystal goblets, which they look like they are a set. So that is very nice. And there's an inlaid wooden box with ivory handles and decorations. So ivory is on the handles and ivory is decorated on the wood. And then there are 4 arrows. And now the coins look a little bit tarnished, and there's a little bit of dust on the crystal flagons. The box shows like a couple of smudges where it's been handled by grubby fingers. But these arrows, they look pristine and brand new.
I'm the weaponsmith. Would I know that if they're like exquisite masterwork, or like I wouldn't notice necessarily magical arrows, but are they just seem like they're really well crafted, or do they seem they're like
Oh,
beyond
they are extremely well crafted. These are you have growing up among dwarves. You have been around forges where people would come to get items made that they want to be enchanted, and you know that those have to be masterwork items, and these are definitely masterwork arrows. So you don't know whether you don't know whether they have an enchantment on them or not just by looking at them, but you know that they are the kind of arrows that could hold an enchantment.
I let everyone know that these are masterwork, and I don't know whether or not they have power imbued into them, but they're the kind that can be.
Mm.
And I suggest, do we look inside that little inlaid box? Is there anything inside of it?
It's an open top box. It doesn't appear to have a lid. There's no hinge or anything, and there's not a lid with it. But it's a little decorative open top box with handles on the sides, and it's empty.
So I suggest we throw the other stuff, like the other coin, the silver rod, the stuff we've grabbed here so far in here, because there's some room. And that, like, someone said we should
the chest, like I said, about 8 inches deep in coins, and then this other stuff laying on top of it, and then there's still about half of the chest volume is available. So you could put things in there. Now, obviously, with those crystal goblets and chalice.
What do those work? I actually.
Yeah, I was gonna.
And we should wrap. We should wrap those.
And the box. First one,
okay.
The crystal. Second one's the box.
Okay. The box, you're pretty sure the box is worth about 45 gold pieces.
Oh.
We should wrap the crystal stuff with the fabric. Maybe throw in some extra cloth or a blanket. I've got a heavy winter blanket I can let us use for the cause to keep everything safe. And then someone had mentioned we should go check out the fallen out in the main area.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm nervous when we go out there. We have potential of having the rats come out again. So here was my idea: if we take that tapestry that's all ratty, and we soak it in lantern oil. I have a couple flasks with me.
We could always piss on it.
We could.
Sorry.
But if we throw it over in, lay it out where the rats come up, and I hold the door again, we could light it on fire when the rats get on top of it and like kill all the rats.
I say leave the rats alone for now. I don't think they're going to come out and attack us unless we go where they are.
We just let men take care of the rats.
Yeah.
Besides, you never know when you might need to eat a rat. Good livestock.
Like this one? And she wiggles the stupid thing around.
All right, so let's see. There's 4 other bandits outside that you.
There's also other places we haven't gone to, right? That are.
Yeah, there's other rooms. Yeah, we want to check out. Does anyone want to be responsible for like carrying the toddler's leash?
Which toddler?
The prisoner.
The prisoner.
Well, if you put a backpack on him, I'll just climb up and stand in it, and he can just carry me around.
Great idea.
Okay. All right. So
I was going to say make him carry the chest and have somebody lead him along.
Okay, Casca, I need to ask you this because I didn't ask a few minutes before. I think I remember last week you said you were kind of going to update the treasure sheet.
I've been updating it the whole time.
Wonderful. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. All right. So, out in the area where you fought the other bandits, you find one bandit that has another set of leather armor, but has no shield. He is armed with a crossbow, and has a case that has 20 bolts in it. And there is a longsword that he has. And then in terms of treasure, he has 8 silver pieces in a pouch.
How many bolts were there? I'm sorry.
20 bolts.
20?
Yep.
Okay. And he had 8 silver pieces. Did I hear you right?
I believe that's what I said. Yeah, let me just double check. Yep, that is what I said. All right, then you find another one that has a set of leather armor, and this one does have a shield. This one has a spear and a battle axe. And
I get excited when I see a battle axe.
Okay, it's not a great
Keep that battle axe in your pants, dude.
Okay.
Not...
Leather armor, spear, and battle axe. So it's like one of the ones outside.
Yeah. In terms of the terms of his pouch has 9 copper. His pouch has also his pouch will have. Oh wow. This guy has been holding out on his boss.
Uh-oh.
This guy has 3 platinum.
Ooh.
And this guy has let's see, Q.
I kind of feel bad about him dying because I'm thinking he might have been trying to retire.
Yeah, he might have been. Okay. And then this guy has 4 small garnets in his pouch. And and those are worth 10 gold pieces each. They're very small.
Still 40 gold pieces worth there.
Yeah.
Well, he's retired now.
Yeah, he's been retired.
And we don't know how many coins are in the chest.
You haven't counted.
I could count them. I mean, we got time.
Yeah, it would take a while to count them. Okay. Let's go ahead and figure out. We'll say that somebody's counting them while you guys are looking at this. Okay, so again, just like the other corpse, this one has leather and a shield, a spear, and a battle axe, and then has some copper and has some other coins. So the copper is 5 copper coins, and then this one has 4 electrum pieces, And then this one does not have any gems.
Okay.
All right, and then you have yet one more who has leather armor and a shield and a spear and a battle axe, and he has some copper.
I'm going to suggest as we're collecting all this stuff that we start stacking it and sorting it into the room that we were all standing in so that it's all centralized.
Okay, this one has 16 copper coins. This one was also holding out on his boss. He's got 4 platinum coins. And then let's see. And he's got 2 of those garnets, and they look about the same size. So they're you don't even have to do an appraisal. You figure, okay, these look like they're worth about the same as the other. So
okay,
2 more garnets worth 10 gold pieces each.
And can we salvage some of the chitin off of the tick because it seemed to be remarkably lightweight but strong armor material?
You can. Now, Nico would know looking at this, okay, you wouldn't need a blacksmith, but you would need somebody that has kind of the skill of a blacksmith, but working with some other type of material, like, so it might be like a tanner or somebody like that might be able, somebody who makes leather armor might be able to work with this. But then again, you might have to take it to like a big city to find someone that could work with exotic materials like insect exoskeleton.
But we could strip off some of it and save some of it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And Min can look in her spell book, and she can see if she has any spells that call for components from a giant insect, and harvest any of that she might need. I'll just let Min decide if she needs that or not.
Need an antenna.
Okay, so you can go and pull an antenna off of that thing.
And then I walk around like using the little thing underneath it to like pull on it and go beaky 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 beaky, make the antenna curl.
Oh goodness!
You're pulling on this like tendon or whatever.
Well, yeah, the little thing that makes it curl. It's like walking around going beaky 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 beaky, and it's curl and curl, curl and curl, curl, curl. She looks happy as a clam. Just leave her alone.
So everyone, since we've now cleared out the stuff from the people and the thing that attacked us, do we want to look in those last remaining rooms on this level and then go back and return tomorrow or the next day? Or do we want to, what do you guys want to do?
Well, if we don't look now, people are going to learn that, hey, there's stuff here. And then they're going to come out here and run away with it.
I'm for doing a little more exploring.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we're going to say... I'm just going to say that this guy is no longer prone since you're leading him around. And who did you say is going to be responsible for hauling on the leader's leash?
And then let Zert do it.
I will.
Okay. Well, Zert or Garm can do it, yeah.
We'll remind the leader that, like, hey, you might be able to try to run, but you're not going to run faster than their arrows and darts.
And he's like, yes, and there's lots of horrible things out in this swamp. I think I'll take my chances with you.
Did we remove his armor from him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you took his armor, you took his weapons, you bound his hands behind his back, and unless somebody undid it, Zert then tied his arms tight behind his back, so he can't move his arms. They're just like pinned to his back.
I was going to suggest that instead of tying his arms tight behind his back, you tie his arms and his hands to the sides of the chest and make him carry it around the chest for us.
The only problem with that is that it's kind of heavy, and if he falls, he drops it, and doesn't have a lock or a latch on it. So if he drops it, then the stuff spills all over the place. Oh, and by the way, while you guys were picking up all of the rest of that stuff, I'm saying that time was being used by somebody counting the coins. And so you determined that there were 2,000 copper coins in the chest. So 2,000 copper plus all of the stuff that you got from the individual people.
I'm impressed that anyone besides the bard and the wizard can count that high.
That's nice. They're on a copper economy.
Are you serious?
I can only count to 10, maybe 9. I have one less.
1, 2, 3, many run.
1, 2, 3, many run.
That sounds almost like a gully dwarf. Except for they only go 1, 2.
So for the worry about him dropping it, we could also just tie it shut, like wrap some rope around it, so if it does drop, it wouldn't be able to open.
Yeah, it does have the crystal in there. So
never mind. Yeah, that's going to be something we don't want broken.
Yeah. So probably what you'd want to do is when you get ready to leave, take that out to one of the horses and tie it to one of the horses so that it'll ride on horses, and then you might, somebody might move the crystal to a different container if they're worried about all the other stuff jostling around.
Anybody with a backpack who's willing that doesn't have metal in it that's willing to carry the crystal?
I could carry it.
Probably wait for that until you get ready to leave, because if you get in any fights with things,
once we leave, of course.
Yeah.
I feel inspiration from the gods giving this such great advice.
Well, I mean, because these are all the things that we had to remember back in the day. Because DMs that we would play with would be like, okay, you sure you want to take that nice crystal thing in your backpack when you go into battle? Because your backpack might get hit if a weapon misses you, it might hit your backpack, and I might have to roll to see for crushing damage.
Or your healing potion vials might.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful for the favor of the gods.
All right, so there are several areas that you have not yet explored on this level. One seems to be all the way at the west end of the hall. The other one is down the south hall. You can see to what looks like the end of the south hall, but there are several doors along the side that you haven't explored into yet.
You're going to have to drag us out there so we can move.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think we should go west and finish off that hallway we already started.
Okay. So,
but before we do, is anyone roughly the size of one of the leather armors who's not wearing armor but who would like to and can?
Well, that was going to be my kind of deal. I was going to have dress in leaders.
The ring mail?
Yeah. So that I could
can you wear ring mail as a rogue? Can you wear ring mail
as a bard?
As a bard, is it considered medium heavy or is it light?
Let's let's take a look at. I doubt it's going to be light armor, but let's take a look at. Where the hell is the damn
page 75.
equipment?
I think almost page 75 in the player's handbook.
97 where it starts. It's
oh, is it? Okay.
On that page is money and equipment, weapons.
Yeah.
Armor's on 92, excuse me. And
if it's not so, I would like to disguise myself close enough to him, even in the armor that I am.
ringmail's
studded leather.
30 pounds. And studded leather's 25 pounds, so it's 5 pounds heavier.
Oh. 92. Come on here.
Let's have looked at the room.
No. Here, looking at it, but I think all of that stuff came in where they classified stuff as heavy or light or medium armor. That all came in, I think, in 3rd edition. Yeah, so
yeah, that's 3.0. I think it tells you what a bard can wear under the bard.
Yeah. So let's go to the bard. Let's go to the classes, and we'll go to the bard. Okay. Up
to and including chainmail.
Up to and including chainmail. Okay. So yeah, it's lighter than chainmail. So yes, you can wear it.
I will throw the disguise out there because proficiencies.
Okay.
When I come back into the room and I notice that you're wearing the chainmail, I'm like, when did the leader get loose?
Whoa. No, my disguise is very good. Just hold your roll there. If we run into any more, I'll be like, you've joined the group. I'm still the leader.
Now, let me get your new armor class rating for you. So, ring mail, do you have a shield or not?
No.
Ring mail armor without a shield is armor class 7.
Really? Okay.
So if you had, so studded leather is also 7 without a shield.
I have a 14, so no adjustment. Okay, perfect.
Yep. All right. And so now you guys are out in the hall, and you said you wanted to go to the west end first?
Just a quick note. He may want to remember that when he gains spells, he's going to want to get rid of the armor because he has the same restriction as wizards.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you find like Elven Chain.
Yeah, that's the gold standard in this edition, is getting something extremely light and magical that will give you the benefit of the armor without the restrictions on your spell casting. All right. So you head down the group heads down this hallway.
Over here?
Yep. And so Zert will sort of hang back. Nico, you're heading up there.
I'll be the first. I'll go through first because the last 2 rooms where it's been not bandits, it's been giant insects, and I really don't want anyone else eaten.
Okay. This is a okay, look at the door. The door doesn't look like it's locked.
Talon, is there a trap on this door, or should I just open it?
There hasn't been any traps so far. But if you want me to check it, I will.
Well, you know what they say when you assume.
I get the dwarf poisoned. That's what happened.
Okay.
Actually, do you want to roll that, DM?
Okay, yeah. So this was Talon and your find and remove traps.
The first time you do a trap with us, you need to have an Admiral Akbar voiceover. It's a cross between genres, but
okay. You don't seem to find any traps. It seems perfectly safe.
No traps that I can tell.
All right, well then I'll gird my shield and I'll be willing to go in first.
Okay, as you open the door, this place is a mess. In fact, in this partially collapsed chamber, the remains of cots and plain wooden chests indicate this was once a barracks room for castle guards, undoubtedly of the human variety. There's several places, namely kind of down here in the southwest corner. There are several places where there is stuff that looks to be collapsed. And then there's an old, large trunk sitting in the southeast corner over here. It looks kind of like where the kind of trunk where soldiers might store boots or clothing or uniforms or things like that.
Before I go in, I look up.
Okay. You see that the ceiling here is kind of sagging a little bit. It's a wooden beam ceiling, and it's sagging a bit. But the places of most interest you notice are over here in this southwest corner, where it looks like the ceiling has partly collapsed and some of the beams kind of are resting from the ceiling, are resting kind of on the floor, sort of up at an odd angle. So
right, I'm going to ask like Talon and I think Garm, because I remember them having ranged weapons, but anybody else wants to move over everybody this way. And then I'm willing to walk a little patrol through the room real quick to make sure there are any more spiders or like ticks going to jump out at us.
Okay. So whenever...
But I want to wait until I know that I've got my team ready to hurt anything that tries to hurt me.
I'm willing to go in there.
Okay.
Yeah, Quint's right behind you.
Yeah, and if Garm is looking after the prisoner, then when Garm moves, I'll move the leader.
And so I'm going to do I'll show you, like, in this direction, I'll do a circle around the room.
Okay.
Like, goes there, and then, like, so see what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't forget, check the fireplace.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay.
And since I have the stonework thing, I might notice any kind of pitfall traps or secret stonework. And I'm like I said, a weaponsmith and armor smith. So if I see salvageable weapons or armor, I won't pick it up yet, but I'll make a note for us for when we're ready to look through the room in more detail.
Okay. Yeah, as you walk through, it's just like broken furniture and some collapsed stone and stuff. So that circle you're doing up there on the north end of the room, you don't notice anything other than just worthless stuff. As you get over to the fireplace, the chimney here looks fairly well intact. It looks like you might be able to. You might have to completely rebuild that chimney. That might be functional when and if, but definitely from the way that floor is sagging above, or the ceiling above, the upper story of this place is just all collapsed and everything. So, and that's probably why there's a collapse over here. Okay, as you move through there, Nico, as you move through there, something happens, and you come over and you investigate part of this collapsed feature over here. And as you're looking at a beam that's there, there's movement that happens next to your hand. And it takes you a moment to realize what that movement is. And then you notice that almost as big around as your forearm at the wrist, what you're seeing is a large forked tongue flick out at you. And then the whole area over there begins to shift as a giant lizard crawls out of there, and you all watch as this giant lizard moves towards your dwarf.
Well, I think we need to shoot it.
I hate giants because I knew there would be more giants. The giants get into everything. They're the root of evil in this world.
Okay. And I guess, Nico, just roll a d10. And I guess everybody who can see in the room, roll a d10. Okay, Nico, you're not surprised. So Archimedes and Talon, go ahead and roll d10s as well. Okay. So far, nobody has rolled under a 3, so far nobody's surprised. I guess I should roll for...
Archimedes gets a little startled, but he's still got a hold. Oh.
Yeah, I should
kill
roll.
That gecko.
Yeah. He's like, but I could save you 15%.
I have State Farm.
All right.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Ring mail.
Ring mail.
Ring mail.
No, and Zert does not get surprised.
Oh, Quint.
Yeah.
Oh, Quint. Yeah.
Quint does.
You weren't expecting that. So, when we do our initiative, everybody gets to go in the first round, I think, except for Quint. So, go ahead and roll.
Character.
Huh?
Your character and then do initiative.
Oh yeah. Click your character and then do the initiative. And then...
Do you want me to roll mine now or wait till the next round?
No, go ahead and roll it now. Okay. We'll just skip you for the first time.
I forgot to click my character and then I rolled, but it's in the chat to GM.
Okay, so it's 9. That is Nico. Whoops.
Mine got in there. Yeah, mine's in there.
Okay, who for? Joe, you were the one that said you forgot to.
Correct. I'm sorry. I forgot you had to have your character icon selected.
Yeah, so that's Nico. All right. I think.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so let's give him a turn, and we'll put this. Okay.
Lizard did pretty well, huh?
I need to roll for Zert. Zert needs to roll for initiatizing. Okay, 15.
As we're entering battle, keep an eye on the bandit leader. Moments like these are when he may try to sneak away.
Lynn's like, okay. And she goes over and pretty much like wraps her arms around the back of his neck and and just pretty much hangs on to him.
Yeah, okay.
We should really try to subdue and train the giant lizard.
Okay.
Hey, you go for that. You go right ahead and do that.
Well, while we're trying to decide what to do, Garm, you are up first. You remember in second edition here, you have all the movement that you want, so getting positioned wherever you want to be is not a problem. What would you like? Oh, are you guys able to go through that, or do I need to move you? Okay. Okay. All right. Just for, I guess, Min, you're staying out in the hall. Is that what I'm understanding?
Pretty much becoming a backpack to.
Okay. All right.
Guy.
All right. So, Garm, you're able to move down there, and then what would you like to do?
I'm gonna throw darts.
Okay. Go ahead.
Remember not to do it in line with me. Oh, you moved. Okay.
Oh yeah. He's moved. He's moved.
Is it man sized or larger than man?
He's large. He's taken up 4 squares, so anything that takes up more than 1 square is a large, or larger. I think something that takes up 9 squares is huge, and something that takes up 16 squares is gargantuan. All right, so
and Nick, one was a natural 20. I'm not sure what you decided to do on those nat 20s.
Yeah, we actually somebody suggested that we leave that open to the chat last week, and we didn't get any responses on that. So for now, we will. I think some of the players were concerned about having double damage dealt against them, so I think they just wanted to count it. I think they just wanted to count it as a automatic hit, which is fine. So yeah, the 6 bounces off of its scaly hide. The 18 and 11 miss, but the armor class -1 definitely hits, and so you deal 5 damage to it, which doesn't bloody it, but does injure it.
And I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. And then the giant lizard, its head turns and its big tongue flickers out towards Garm, but it has a tasty morsel in front of it, or at least a dwarf that looks delicious. And so it is going to make an attack. And it will hit armor class 11, which I don't think is enough to hit Nico. So, Nico, I believe you are missed. And then it just kind of opens its big mouth, and it does have a huge mouth. In fact, it looks like if it got a really good bite on you, it might be able to swallow you whole.
Question, but with these giant creatures, I know in the dwarven list of like races and stuff that I get a bonus to fight. It says giants. Is it only giant, the specific like humanoid race?
Yeah, it's a giant. The giant monster type. It's not. It's not giant versions of mundane creatures. So yeah. Good question, but no. All right. Then
I have a quick question about that. Was it 3rd edition that introduced the rule that if it's 2 sizes above what you are, then it's a +1 to your armor class and a -1 for it to hit? Or
I think so, and this would be considered 1 size up because it's a large creature, and so it wouldn't be 2 sizes up.
I'm small. Well, maybe not. I don't know. In 3rd edition, I know it's small.
Yeah, I don't think. No, while you're waiting for your turn, you can go in a player's handbook and see if it says anything about the halfling race and armor class. Again,
yeah, I was just curious about the rule.
Yeah, that's a rule you can look up. Okay, all right. So giant lizard went and missed. Nico, you are up.
All right, then I will take a swing at it with my battle. I'm going to move slightly to get out of the line of fire from people by the door.
Okay.
And then I will take a swing with my battle axe.
Ooh, armor class 3 will hit.
And this is large.
Yep. Or damage. Okay, and with that 4 damage, the monster is now bloodied, and it seems very, very angry. Okay, Min.
Yes.
You are up. This leader is out here, and he is like, "Oh, what did they find in there?"
She's kind of like whispers in his ear, "A big lizard, and we're going to feed you to it if you're not good."
Talking cat. Oh, this is the most horrible day. Okay, you're gonna do anything else, or just hang out
there? For the moment, I'll just stick out here with this guy, and if they need me, they'll yell.
Okay. Archimedes, you are up. You have no obstructions between you and this monster.
Perfect. Oh, I will go ahead and release that notched arrow.
Okay. Armor class 8. Okay, that's going to miss.
And the second one.
Armor class 3 will hit.
With okay, so it's the same.
6 damage. All right. This monster's looking pretty hurt now. Okay. Anything else, Archimedes?
Gives a laugh. Ha ha! And a battle hymn.
Okay. Zert is going to step out here, and he is going to launch an arrow. Yeah, you guys are within 70 feet, so he'll shoot his longbow at the thing. Oh crap! No, sorry. I hit the wrong button. So hit. AC 11 with the first hit is a miss. AC 12 with the second shot is a miss as well. And then Zert will continue across the room to make sure he's not in anybody else's way. All right. And then it's...
Okay.
Yep.
I am
All right.
going to... let me... So... No, okay. Looks like nobody's in between me and it. So
correct.
I am going to use my sling.
Okay.
And see if I can hit it.
Okay, what's your range on this sling? You're at 40 feet right now from where you are.
It's 50, 100, and 200, so I'm within
Okay,
50.
so yeah. Definitely negative armor class -4 will hit. So go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay. And you said this is classified as a large creature.
Correct.
Right?
It's classified as a large creature. 3 damage. Talon, how would you like to kill this lizard?
Just a bullet goes in its eye and takes out its brain.
Okay. As it's looking hungrily at Nico, a sling bullet flies into one eye, and the thing lets out a and then it just sort of collapses down on its belly. And when it collapses, that kind of shifts some stuff. And Garm and Nico, I am going to need to ask the two of you to make some saving throws for me. And I believe that the let's see, where the hell are they on this thing? Under your attributes. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Make a saving throw against paralysis.
Somebody not helping me.
Okay, so you're trying to beat the number of the saving throw, and you guys both rolled.
Critical.
Yeah, both failed. Fortunately, there's no critical hits in this, or no critical failures, I should say, in this. So that just means a straight roll for each of you. You will both take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from ceiling material that collapses down on you when this giant lizard sort of goes into its death quivers.
Okay, can I do first aid on both of us to get rid of that 1 point after this?
You sure can, but now the giant lizard is quite thoroughly dead. All right, so you're done with that fight, and we're getting pretty close to the break time. So I'll give you guys the option. Do you want to look in a chest before we go to break, or after we go to break?
Let's go to break.
Before we go to break, though, can I declare us doing that first aid?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Then we will go ahead and we will go to the break. Viewers, Amish, hey. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are going to go ahead and put our timer on, go to our break. We will be back in about 10 minutes, and I will let you some. No. Okay, come on. All right. So far, we are doing pretty good with our exploration here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, the lizard. Obviously, that has a lot of stuff that can be harvested. I see some people have been talking about the lizard steaks. But also, I think somebody mentioned that they had leather working, and obviously, the hide of this thing would be much like snake skin or alligator skin, something like that. So, for making any kind of either armor or boots or gloves or sort of clothing item like that, there would be that potential.
It would have to be someone with leather working. I've only got armor, not leather working.
I have leather working.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I heard somebody say they had leather working.
Yeah,
all right.
That's how I made my mask.
Well,
we can work together and then make some nice leather armors.
Okay, so we are back to the map, and so the battle is over. I'm going to go ahead and remove the turns. Since
I'd like to try to retrieve my darts if any are salvageable.
Sure. 50% chance to retrieve them. Okay, yeah. All 4 of them. You're able to find them.
Awesome.
Nope. I did not find my bullet.
Yeah. Okay. And Zert hasn't been paying very much attention, so let's see if he can find either of his arrows. Nope, he can't find either one of his arrows.
Archimedes got 1?
Yep.
All right.
Anybody else need to look for items, or are we ready to pop open this chest and see what's inside?
Well, I am going to go over and inspect the chest.
Okay.
We need to have someone roll this to skin the thing, or do we just assume that we can gather some of its leather?
That is a good question. So, what do we want to deal with first? Do we want to deal with the chest first, or deal with the corpse
first,
of the lizard?
Because there might be lizard guts on the floor later.
Okay,
that's true.
So we'll do one thing at a time. As you open up the chest, it's mostly empty. But when you look inside, there are, I'm not going to make you count them all out because it's fairly easy to find. There's 33 copper pieces. There is a tunic made of scale mail. There is a light crossbow that looks a little bit aged, but probably serviceable. And there's a case with it that contains 24 crossbow bolts.
And how many copper pieces was there? I'm sorry.
33.
33. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't in edit mode.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you move me back out? other room, please?
Sure. I'll move Garm back out of the room. All right. Now who's gonna deal with this? Who's gonna deal with this lizard?
Well, I think there is. Let's see.
If anyone with leatherworking should probably be the one to do it, or if there's like a special skill for skinning. But I noticed that you can go in and out of the doors. You just got to do it at an angle.
Oh, weird. Okay. Interesting.
I was making sure there wasn't something else that actually said it, because I don't know if leatherworking does. Because it just says it enables a character to tan and treat leather to make clothing or other leather objects. The character can make leather armor as well as backpacks, saddlebags, sandals, or all sorts of harnesses.
Okay. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at seeing if there's dressing a carcass or skinning or something like that.
I looked under hunting and I'm not seeing anything, and I looked under survival and didn't see anything.
I would have to think that there's. Yeah, I would have. Okay, Player's Handbook, page 59. Let me take a look at that. 59. Okay, so.
Isn't there a tanner in Hommlet?
There is a tanner, but do you want to take the whole carcass back with you?
No, I'm just thinking if there's a tanner in Hommlet, you would think there would be a tanner proficiency or something related to that.
Well, it's leatherworking is the tanner.
Yeah, that's a profession. Yeah, so. Yeah. And yes, that would be like a secondary profession, which would fall under the non-weapon proficiencies. I've got a full list of what all of the things are. You know, I would say, since it seems like it makes sense. It seems like it would make sense for that to be either part of survival, because survival would be, field dressing a kill, or hunting, which would be, and in fact, it seems like it would be part of both of those, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to say if you have hunting or if you have survival, since there's nothing else that makes a whole lot of sense. The only other possible thing, it's a druid skill, but the only other possible thing, a ranger skill, would be foraging.
I think leatherworking makes more sense because it says under leatherworking that you can tan and treat leather.
Yeah, okay. I would allow it for that as well, because I guess as a tanner you might have to strip the hide off of a carcass.
Because my thinking on that is if you're a hunter or you're using survival, you're not really caring what happens to that outer skin as much as gathering it for meat. But if you're a leather worker, you have to be pretty dexterous and careful with that skin, because that's how you're going to make your money.
All right, that's a good argument. Does anybody disagree with that argument?
Well, I would still say a hunter, because most hunters, like in that, if you're thinking like medieval kind of period, are also going to sell the pelt.
Okay,
probably or use it somehow. Yeah.
All right.
But
so
I can give it a shot.
Leatherworking or hunting. So anybody with leatherworking or hunting can see what they can do with that. So go ahead. Oh,
nice.
2. Yeah, and in fact, in fact, Talon, as you're cutting away this skin, you notice there's like something odd. As you get around the midsection, there's kind of an odd bulge around the midsection of this lizard. There's a it's like there's something inside its gut.
I'll open the gut.
If there's eggs, we can raise lizards.
Okay.
Material, I bet.
You cut into the gut of this lizard, and you don't find eggs. But
giant fish jumps out.
Instead, you find a pristine looking, even after it's been swallowed and in this thing's gut, a pristine looking shield.
Do I notice if it's masterwork?
Oh yes, it's masterwork.
Oh, that's magic.
I let everyone know this could be another masterwork item.
Yeah, I mean, and it's weird. It's like as you extract the shield, it's almost like as soon as it comes out, all of like the juices of the innards, the inside of the monster's stomach, it all just sort of just drops off of the shield, and the shield looks perfectly unblemished. It's not been affected by the stomach acid. It's not tarnished. It's nothing. It just looks like it was just polished.
So two things. Nico gets very excited and runs around showing everyone the shield because it's a masterwork and he's just excited by well-crafted stuff. It's a dwarf thing. But second, what kind of shield? Is it a buckler, a small, a medium, a body shield?
That is a very good question. So what we will do is we will
take firm shield.
There's a table in the DMG, isn't there?
Well, there's actually a table right here.
There's a cross for body shield. But that's me being greedy.
All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to say it is a 3, so it is. Let's do this.
Does anyone use buckler?
Oh, come on. Dumb, stupid thing.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. So in the table, you know what I think it is. I think the table is wrong. But then if you go to the description of shields on page 101, reference the size of shields relative to the size of the character. Just thus, a human small shield would have all the effects of a medium shield when used by a gnome. Then it a small shield that fastens on the forearm. It can be worn by crossbowmen and archers with no hindrance. Its small size enables it to protect against only one attack per melee round of the user's choice, improving the character's armor class by 1 against that attack. Now, a small shield, carried on the forearm and gripped with the hand, its lightweight permits the user to carry other items in that hand, although they can't use weapons. It can be used to protect against 2 frontal attacks. And the medium shield is carried in the same manner as the small. Its weight prevents the character from using its shield hand for other purposes. For the medium shield, a character can protect against any frontal or flank attacks. So I think what this really should be is this really should be just a medium shield, not a medium buckler.
I think a buckler is just a buckler.
That
small or medium one.
From my reading of page 101, it is that's what it seems like. But it's just weird that in the table, it makes it look like there's 2 different varieties of buckler, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
The other thing that's silly is if you look on table 46 on page 99, it doesn't matter what kind of shield it is; it only gives you a 1 adjustment to your armor class.
It still matters, though. It matters.
The body it gives you a 2 versus range.
I was just going by generic table. There may be some in-depth stuff, but
page 101. So the body shield is a massive shield reaching nearly from chin to toe, fastened to the forearm, and the shield hand must grip it at all times. It reduces the armor class, or improves the armor class by 1 against melee attacks and 2 against missile attacks.
And plus, the size of the shield sometimes determines how many attacks you can block.
Yeah. So this is a medium shield, so you can use it against all frontal or flank attacks in a round. You don't have to decide which ones you're going to protect against. If you get attacked during a combat in the front or the flank, you can use your shield.
And a medium shield would be for like a halfling or a gnome, like the same as a body shield, if it counts for like one size bigger for a smaller person.
Right. So, now that we have figured that out, it's a medium shield. So now what would you like to do?
Is there anything else? So we got all the stuff out of that chest and we made a note of it?
I believe he did, yes.
Oh, no, we did the chest and now we're doing the, Talon did a great job of skinning the lizard.
Yep. So you have, you're able to harvest meat. You're able to get the shield. You're able to get pretty much the intact skin, or as much of the intact skin as you want. And anything else you want to do in this area before you move along? Going once, going twice.
I would like to examine the fireplace. Is it caved in, or is it? No,
it's not caved in.
I'm gonna kind of look in it and see if there's anything interesting in there, or up in the chimney.
You look up in it, and there's a little bit of soot balls, and you hear a noise. And anybody outside would see that there are several mundane bats that just fly out of the chimney at the top. But that's about it.
Okay.
You're now Batman. So I think we should take this stuff. Does someone I don't know. Someone told me it was Garm said it's clearly. Oh, you said it thinking silently. Never mind. But Nico offers it to any of the fighters or anybody who wants to use this shield, because I use a body shield, not a medium shield.
I don't use a shield.
Nope, I don't use one.
So we'll put it with our other treasure then.
Yeah, you can put it with party treasure.
Yeah,
it's nice. It might be an improvement versus a body shield, but the body shield saved us from rats.
Well, We also would probably want to get somebody to see if they're magical. The arrows at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, now
Southern
what?
wing? That southern wing?
Okay.
And
Somebody lead the way.
Talon, you want to go to the east or west door first?
Okay. So
I go in there.
all right. So he opens the door, and in this area you find it looks like this room was once a conference chamber, but it's now empty. The dirt and wreckage show no signs of any recent occupant, though a couple of small rats are seen scurrying away. And these are rats of the mundane size. There's nothing. An initial inspection doesn't show anything of value. But do you want to search around?
Yes.
Well, yeah, walking around, do I do the 10-foot dwarf, any kind of stone stuff? As we walk past the wall down towards it.
Okay, I'll roll a check for you. You don't notice anything. What kind of non-weapon things does Talon have? Okay, praising journey original. Okay, modern languages. All right, nothing there. Nico, let's just take a look at what you have. For your non-weapon proficiencies. Proficiencies, there we go. Nope. All right. How long do you guys spend in here?
I would say only a minute or two, just while we wait for everyone else to warm up outside.
Okay. Nico, as you're there, you notice that bookshelf that's on the south wall right in front of you. That looks a little bit. It's a little bit cockeyed. It's not quite flush with the wall.
Are there books in it?
Nope. Empty.
Then I try to. I say, hey, Talon, this thing's not matching the wall well, and I try to move it out of the way.
Okay, as you pull it out of the way, you hear something slide and thunk onto the floor behind it.
Interesting. I'm going to go look behind.
Okay, when you look behind it, you find it showing a little bit of tarnish, but it looks like it is an extremely well-made broadsword.
Okay.
But it does show some dust on it and some smudges. When you pull it out and Nico looks at it, yeah, Nico, this is probably a masterwork broadsword, but it doesn't look brand spanking new. It's showing signs of age.
It's an antiquated broadsword, but
group. Now, let me just make sure in this particular edition of the game, do they make a distinction between a broadsword and
yes,
a longsword? Yeah. Okay, they do.
Every type of sword, they're very specific about sword type for proficiency.
Yeah, I think broadsword is 2 to 8 or 2 to 7 versus longsword.
It's one-handed or two-handed as well.
Versus longsword is 1 to 8 to 12.
Yeah, it's 2d4 against small to medium and 1d6 plus 1. They finally we're getting too granular on all these weapons, and they just sort of simplified. 5th edition, you have a 2-handed sword, you have a long sword, and you have a short sword. And everything else you just sort of you can flavor a long sword however you want, but it is just a long sword in terms of its mechanical stats.
Wasn't that how it originally
they're dumbing it down.
They're making it easier for new players.
Yeah, but wasn't 1st edition just a 2-handed sword, a long sword, and a short sword?
No. No. 1st edition was all that stuff, and they even have weapons versus armor type in 1st edition, which I've seen used twice now.
They have it in this edition too as an optional rule. Weapon damage type, like piercing, slashing.
Okay, so where would we like to go next?
I look around, I'm making sure the whole group gets reminded to stay together. I don't want to lose the prisoner or any of our people.
Okay. Yeah, Zert's kind of following along with Garm as he's coming with the prisoner.
And so we'll give a moment for people to catch up, and then Talon and I will keep leading into the rooms.
Okay. All right.
Talon, that side or this side first?
Let's do this side first.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how you angled in there.
Okay, so then there's, let's see, 11. What is in 11? Okay, as you go into this area, this room was once a very opulent, obviously a place of many expensive furnishings. The remaining bits and tatters still appear rich, although they're so soiled and mildewy they have no value. There are as you look on the floor, you notice that there's the floor seems to be painted in splotches of white, and it kind of has a very acrid ammonia type smell to it.
Guano.
And then, indeed, just about the time Talon says guano, you look up and you see that the entire ceiling of this room it appears to be the home of a colony of bats, which probably fly in and out of the arrow slit at night. So,
interesting smell you've discovered.
So there's daylight coming in through that arrow slit now, and the bats don't seem terribly disturbed by you walking in there. Now, if you start making a lot of commotion, that may change, but at the moment,
are they giant bats or just again the mundane?
They just look mundane.
and like within 10 feet of me, like with a slow,
let me make a roll for you. Nope, you don't notice anything. Oops. Okay.
Talon, you see anything in here we should grab or look at before we leave to go a different room?
No, I'm good.
You don't want to deal with bat poop?
Yeah, I got no use for it. Do you?
Yeah, there's a door opposite you here, and then Garm, as you're up here, you notice that there is an opening here leading into this area that nobody's explored yet. So, and Talon, so you're heading in here.
Yeah. I don't know how he does the angle thing. It doesn't work for me. So.
Okay. All right. As you open this up, this appears to be an empty bed chamber. Once the quarters of a castle troop leader or some other petty official, this place is now a total wreck. The bed is chopped to pieces and the furniture is smashed or missing.
Staying a quick walk around.
Anything on the bookshelf over here?
No, empty. And the shelves themselves look like they were attacked by an axe and cracked. And as you walk around and take a look, nope, you don't notice anything in here, Nico.
Okay.
Then,
and we haven't heard anything from Garm, so we don't know that there's an area up there.
Yeah. Now, as you get down here, you notice that this area actually opens up to a much larger area as you get to the end of the hall. And as you're in here, there's a collapsed feature over here at the southeast corner of the room. Bunch of broken furniture and whatnot. And then let's see what else. Okay, what are you guys gonna do?
Nico, check the collapse thing for living area.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if another giant lizard jumps out at me.
Okay.
I'm ready behind my body shield to like block an attack.
Okay, so you are actively expecting something, which is good. It's a good thing that you're actively expecting something, because indeed, as you approach, something shifts, and while it's not a giant lizard, it is a giant snake.
Oh.
And snakes, yell back, snake skin's worth more than lizard skin, right?
I don't know.
And the giant snake indeed thinks that the dwarf looks delicious.
Dwarves are the best, I'm going to say.
Yeah, evidently reptiles like hairballs.
Yeah, it tickles their senses.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, so it eyes lunch walking right up to it, and so it is going to roll initiative. And then let's see. We'll do this for Zert, and he'll roll his initiative. Okay. And then these guys will come up with Garm. Okay. See, who are we missing? I see Nico, Talon, Quint, Archimedes. I do not yet see Gert or Min on the...
I'm right here.
Well, but on the initiative.
Oh, sorry. Derp.
Garm's not on there.
I'm sorry. I don't see Garm or Min.
Underground in the dwarven holds, we call the person we send in the front a mine detector.
Okay, there's Garm, there's Min. All right, wonderful.
Why do you
so now it goes...
Mine, aren't you in it?
Well, right, but there might be extra passages, so you got to find those side mines.
Okay, so Nico, I'm not going to make you roll for surprise because you said you were expecting something to jump out at you. Everybody else can go ahead and roll a d10. If you get a 3 or lower, you are surprised, basically. So,
Quint, what is up?
Yeah, Quint is just he's like so disturbed by or maybe he's so fascinated at how nature is reclaiming.
I'm right there with him this time.
Reclaiming these ruins that he's not okay. So this time, Zert is not surprised. Only Quint and Min appear surprised. All right. So, first thing that happens is this big old snake is going to strike out at the dwarf in front of it. And it will bite and hit an armor class 0. Will that hit Nico?
Yes, it will. I have an armor class of 1.
Okay. Then you are going to take 2 piercing damage, and you feel some venom being pumped into your veins. And so I need you to make a saving throw against poison.
Good news is dwarves have a bonus.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yes, you shake that off, but you realize that if you had not made that save, you realize that you would be dead in a few minutes. Every kind of poison in this edition of the game has an onset time.
Say we're done.
So, yep, it's
the
save or die.
Dwarf, we drink a lot of beer that's made out of poison.
Yep. All right, so it bites. And it seems to feel like, okay, now it's just going to wait for dinner to lay down and be able to be swallowed. But Garm, you perhaps have some other ideas about that.
Yeah, I'm going to move into the room.
Okay. All right, and... All right, so you can go ahead and move up, and Nico is right in front of this thing. So,
I can get around though, right?
Yeah, you have plenty. Yeah, you can either go right up to it and attack it, or you could get like over here or down over here, so that Nico wouldn't be in the way and have a shot.
Yeah, either wall.
Yeah.
And is he larger than man-sized?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just glad the dwarf got bit and not one of my friends.
He's about 12 feet long. Wow. 3 hits with darts. Okay, so 6 damage from the first, 5 from the third, and 6. So 6 and 5, 11, and 6 is 17. Wow. 17 points of damage, and this snake is bloodied. But yeah, it's about a 12-foot long snake, and yeah, it's pretty big. All right. So then, Garm, you gonna hang out there? Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay. Wonderful. Nico.
I got this nice dwarf blocking the snake for me, so I don't see it.
Yeah.
Move away from it.
So Nico will stay next to the snake, but move to let people have a better shot at it.
Okay.
And then he'll take a swing with his battle axe.
Okay.
Where's the battle axe? There we go. I hate these giant creatures. Giants are the bane of existence.
And hitting an armor class 19, that's not quite going to hit.
He must be showing effects from the poison with that roll.
Yeah.
I don't think he hates them enough, evidently.
Yeah.
I'm not as good at hatred.
And Talon, you are now up.
I'm just going to step over here next to Garm so we kind of give some other people some room, and I'm going to fire my sling.
Okay. Armor class 11. It clatters off the wall. Misses the snake.
Happens.
Yep.
And okay. I'm just going to hang out right there. That's
okay.
If the snake venom was hallucinogenic, I would have probably tried to bite the snake back.
Maybe you should have.
Okay. Min. As Garm ran by, he handed you the leash for the leader, the prisoner. So, do you want to try to do anything or just watch this guy?
Watch this guy for the time being.
Okay, babysit the prisoner. All right. Mm-hmm. And then Archimedes, you're up.
All right. Go ahead and probably step through these guys over to here.
Okay.
Far right there, so that I have a shot right through there. And we will give this another couple of shots here. Oh, that's damn it. Not what I there.
Yeah. Miss with the first arrow. Miss with the second arrow. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. And Min, I kind of forgot that you were one of the 2 people surprised. So you probably, as Garm ran by and handed you the lead for this leader, you were probably like, "Why are you giving this to me?" And you were kind of looking at that instead of looking at the snake because you couldn't do anything about the snake anyway. And Quint, everybody seems to be making an almighty racket about something, and then you realize, oh crap, they're fighting a snake over there, and you start trying to get your weapons out, but you won't be ready to fight until next round. If it comes to that, Zert will come up, and he will get over here in between Min and Archimedes. And he will fire his arrow, or he will fire his bow, 2 arrows, and it's an armor class 13, which will miss. Oh, and he hits an armor class 4. Okay, so that will finally do something. And then he will... it's a large creature, so he will deal 4 damage. And the snake sprouts an arrow. Doesn't quite kill it, but it's very hurt. And then Zert will go over and get behind the prisoner here to make sure that the prisoner can't go anywhere. All right. And then the giant snake is up. And he has been attacked by all kinds of things. He does have a morale, but his morale is very low now because of how badly he's been hurt. So we're gonna say 2, and I'm giving him a so he's got that. Oh yeah. He is very much in the mind of let's get the heck out of here.
No, you got my darts. You can't leave my darts in you.
We'll have to steal it as it tries to run away.
Yeah, as he runs away, the darts might pull out and be able to be found. Nico, can you move 150 feet?
I can't move 6. I'm a half the rate of a normal size person.
Okay, so then in that case, this thing exhibits an incredible amount of speed and just darts away without any.
That was mean. You just made a dart comment with.
Darts away. Huh? Darts away with 3 darts.
Well, you guys still have the same chance to find your expended ammunition. So, but yeah, the snake leaves, and Nico, you're standing right there as the snake departs. There is a as it moves, there's a glint of metal down among the rocks that it was curled up on.
Well, first I'll do first aid to myself to heal the 2 points. I forget how many I can heal and what the roll is. We didn't have to roll with 1 hit point because that was easy.
Where did he go?
He has a speed of 150 feet, so he just sped off.
So he just slid over the rocks and everything?
Yep, slid over the rocks because the snakes like that, they don't have the same kind of thing with difficult terrain as people with legs and feet do. You just can kind of slither around.
I'm just checking. There's no way to follow him and at the end of my range throw my dart.
No.
Yep.
It's just a binary thing in this edition that if the monster's faster than you, it gets away. If you're faster than the monster, you can keep chasing it and attacking it. That's just, it's either all or nothing. It doesn't take into account any kind of ranged weapons or anything like that.
The nice part, though, is it does count it as a success versus the creature.
I get 2 of my darts back.
Okay, yeah.
Would you roll a D3 for me, please? Because I can heal 1d3 hit points with first aid within 3 rounds of a wound.
Okay, sure. So
with 1 hit point earlier for Garmin, it didn't matter because it was just 1. It was automatically the minimum.
Okay, so R1d3. You recover 3 hit points, or up to 3 hit points.
Awesome. I was just down 2. And then I'll reach down and I'll dig away some of that dirt and look for that piece of metal that you mentioned.
Yes, you find that piece of metal. is a dagger. And the dagger has a hilt that is encrusted with jewels.
Does it look like a masterwork dagger?
Not a masterwork. It looks like a very fancy and very expensive dagger. It's probably more a. It looks like something that somebody who's really wealthy and wants to show off how wealthy they are would wear, as opposed to something that you would actually use as a weapon.
I've heard about elves.
Elves.
So I take the dagger and I bring it over to Talon, and I'm like, "Hey, this was underneath the snake."
Yeah. So
let me do a quick appraise.
And then I'll go back and I'll look around to see if there's anything else in the dirt from dead bodies, like the snake in its nest.
Talon, your eyes bulge out of their sockets as you look at this. This dagger is worth 850 gold pieces.
My precious.
Because they within the gems on the hilt, you see a couple of emeralds, you see some rubies, you see sapphire, maybe a small diamond or two. I mean, this thing is like super fancy, and all these stones are genuine stones. It's a bit tarnished because it's been out here forever, but clearly this would have been, like the Baron or the Count or whoever was in charge of this place at one time. Probably would have been something that they owned.
That's probably why he's dead, because you couldn't use the damn thing for anything.
Probably, yeah. And it might not be it might be, like I say, more a ceremonial dagger than an actual effective weapon. But
that's about the same price as what a +1 dagger would cost, a magical dagger would cost. So
yeah, but it's clear to Nico's eye that this was not made as a masterwork. It was made more as something fancy.
My precious.
A rich
ceremonial
person's
like a token of appreciation or something.
Yeah, something like that.
A pretty dagger for ceremonial events, not for battle.
Yeah. All right.
Communities to have
snake's nest, because snakes tend to leave all the other crap around, and if it's been eating people, including rich people, there might be other stuff in its nest.
Oh, you're looking for its scat.
Yeah, there's not really anything. There's not really anything else of note here. Okay.
Then I guess we're good in this area, unless we went walking around, we noticed any pitfalls or stone stuff.
Yeah, let me make a check for you as you.
I also want to look at this well, but I didn't want to get close to it, so I'll look through the arrow slit at the well, because I didn't want to have a tentacle come up and grab me and pull me down it or anything like that.
I mean, you looking through the arrow slit, you can't really tell much of anything about it other than it's a well. If you wanted to know anything about it, you'd probably have to look down into it.
Okay, then I'll leave it alone for now and come back, and you'll do your roll.
Okay. Yep. And you don't find anything. No stonework features or hidden doors or floor stones or anything like that. All right. Oh, and then you guys get up here. And what you notice here is this is kind of a alcove for a stairway that goes up to what once was the second floor. But about halfway up, it's all completely collapsed, and you can see shafts of daylight up through the ceiling. So clearly, from the outside, this place looks like it's a 2-story building, but this is the only stairs up you found. And from the place on the other end, it looked like the entire first floor was collapsed where you found that big lizard. And from here, it looks like the second floor is collapsed as well. So you're guessing there's probably not much of anything up there. And the way the ceilings on this level in some of these areas kind of are sagging, you would guess that if there are any floors up there, they're probably not safe to walk on at this point.
All right, so I guess we're out of that room, and I'll look at everyone like, hey, do you all want to go check out that well real quick? And then do we want to go look at the secret passage or the room, the area the rats came out of?
Min just kind of shrugs like, only if we can shove you in it.
In the well?
What? It needs a bath.
I'll take another bath when we get back to the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
You do stink up pretty quick.
It's the guano. It has nothing to do with my gas.
What did you do? Lay down and roll in it?
I'm short. It got pretty high up.
Okay, so yeah, as you get out here, you see that this well, it shows evidence that it once had like a round stone cap that was on there, but pieces of that stone cap are laying next to the well, broken. So somebody broke that, and there is a bucket and a winch, and actually the bucket is rather new looking, and the rope is rather new looking. And as you look down into the well, you smell, kind of smells like clean water.
I'm going to lower the bucket down.
I look at the leader. I'm like, is this where you all got your drinking water?
Yes. Yes, this is where we get our drinking water.
You look at me or you look at him?
The leader.
Okay.
The bandit leader.
Real one.
Not the band leader.
No, I looked at you, and then he spoke. I'm confused, but I'm not really, like, either I'm playing along, or I got bit by a snake. I might be high. And so I think you might be the bandit leader, but you're our friend now, and I'm confused.
Yeah. I was going to say my disguise worked for a little while, but I guess it didn't work that long.
Yeah. Okay, so you lower the bucket down, and you notice that there are markings on the rope, and it doesn't take long to realize that those markings are about every 10 feet. So you lower the bucket down, and it goes down about 20 feet, and then it goes down 30 feet, then 40 feet, and then 50 feet. And finally, there's a little bit of slack as the weighted bucket hits the water, and then it kind of gradually pulls tight, and you can now tell that it's much heavier because it's apparently probably filled with water.
So I'll winch it back up, and then I'll pour the water on myself to clean off the smell. Okay.
You pull...
next time, get your own bucket. Just grabbed it away from me.
Okay, so whoever is operating the winch can haul the bucket back up, and when the bucket gets up, you guys can fight over what you do with the bucket of water.
Well, I was going to wash the blood off of me, but
I'll let you do that first, and then I'll use what's left.
Okay, so it might take 2 or 3 buckets to get everybody cleaned, but you can eventually all clean up.
Yeah.
So.
And then, do we want to go to the roof area with the rats?
No. That's Min's playpen.
That's my what?
Playpen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's your room.
Right.
If we want to play cat and mouse, that you had mentioned you had your hypnotic area of effect spell, I could get all the rats to attack me and then have you like hit them all at once. But I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea.
Well, you remember that they all scurried away. And so you don't think they're just going to run back and hide in the same place. It's like when they scurried away, it was like they were fleeing you guys. So
I thought they were just.
I thought we heard something larger or something, right?
You heard the squeal, which was the squeal of rats as they are running away from danger.
Well, they ran away, so why don't we go check out the area they left? Because rats are thieves, and there might be some cool shinies in there. Or do you all think we should be done and not go in there?
Okay, you can either do that today, or you can come back and do it tomorrow. So just by a voice vote, or just type in the chat and Roll20. Type either today or tomorrow, and whichever one wins, that's what the party does.
What does today mean?
That means before you go back to town. Okay, 4 to 2 today. All right. So you go over there and you look in this area. There's not the rustling and squeaking of giant rats anymore. There are several shelves here that make it look like this was once some sort of storage area. And as you look to the top shelf, there is a jug that seems intact. A lot of the other places is a lot of the other crockery and everything here is broken.
Where's Quint? He's tall.
Hey.
If there's any skull and crossbones on it.
No, there doesn't appear to be skull and crossbones on it.
There's 3 X's on it.
Doesn't appear to be 3 X's on it.
I'll come in.
Can you get that for me?
Yeah, I can't walk through the door.
There's not a door.
You should go up here.
Right, sorry. I was trying to walk through the wall.
Yeah. As you go down there, you pick that up, and sure enough, there's something in it. And you can hand it down, and it sloshes like liquid. There's liquid in there.
Is there a cork in it?
Yep, there's a cork in it.
Pull the cork. Smell it.
Smells like oil.
Oh.
Oh?
Yes. Judging by the size of this and how full you think it is, there's probably enough oil in here to fill 10 flasks of oil.
Okay. All right, we'll put...
And then when you get to the area where when you get to the area where Talon is, and you look to the north, there are stairs descending down.
Ooh. downstairs.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we can save downstairs for another day. And secret passage downstairs, too.
Okay. So then we're ready to head off back to the town?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So you get your treasure, you get your prisoner, you head back to the horses, you go back to town, and you return to Hommlet. And there's a number of people here in Hommlet that seem rather glad to see you guys. And the town master, who is basically the kind of the mayor, if you will, of the place. He is out there next to his abode, and the new town hall that has been erected there. And in that town hall, they have some holding cells. That's where they're holding one of the other bandits that they captured. And so they will go ahead and they will lock this guy up.
Yeah,
and
we also give him Archimedes since he's the new leader of the bandits.
Oh,
I was gonna say I doff that old ring mail back on my
okay. Okay.
I go over and poke you in the shoulder because I don't believe that you're. I'm now confused.
Okay, you guys get back to the inn of the Welcome Wench, and there is everybody there is quite happy. You have a bit of treasure that you can settle up with. I think we're getting. We have about 15 minutes. So we can either say that you guys go ahead. Is there anything you guys want to do before nightfall? Let's ask that question and let you guys answer that.
Do we collect our 500 gold, by the way?
We gotta go before the council to get that, right?
Yeah, you guys will have to go before the council to get that. So, there will be a couple of the same people that were there last night will come by the inn and have drinks with you and raise toasts to you, and they will loudly proclaim to any merchants who are or caravan folks that are in the Welcome Winch that you heroes have thwarted the bandits and captured their leader and killed the rest of them or sent them on the run, so that the roads should once again be safe for caravan travel. And that gets you guys some extra drinks bought by some of the caravan leaders. Was there anything? Okay, go ahead.
Archimedes will write a little ditty for everybody to.
Oh, okay.
Moat is cleared. We're all in a beard. Kind of thing.
Okay. So there's a line or a verse about everyone, and it's set to the tune of Lily the Pink.
Ah, very nice.
Lily the Pink.
Yeah. So, kind of a Irish folk tune.
Okay.
Yeah, it's It's about her invention of this magic tonic, and every verse is about what happens to somebody when they drink the magic tonic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of thing. Yeah, like Ebenezer, who thought he was Julius Caesar, so they put him in a home, and then they gave him medicinal compound, and now he's emperor of Rome. So that kind of thing.
Well,
so that's sort of what the kind of thing that he composes about, and gives everybody a little verse of.
Yes.
Well, Goonie had to go, so
okay.
My opinion, we ought to all be present to talk about what we found. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. Well, then we will go ahead and we will wrap it up for that. For there. And we will. I'll go ahead and in the next, either later tonight or hopefully by tomorrow night at the latest, I'll total up all of the XP that you have today, and I got to double check in this edition and see if there's still XP from treasure or whether it's all from monsters and RP in this edition. They eventually went away from doing XP for treasure because
they stopped that in first edition because it made people murder hobos. They wouldn't let any damn thing live.
Yeah. So there's going to be obviously story point XP, and then exploration XP, RP XP, as well as combat XP. So we'll see if that gets anybody close to getting ready to level.
I'll probably level up as a thief.
Maybe the thief and the bard. We get close, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Everyone, thank you guys for hanging out with us on the chat tonight. And players, thank you for being here. We're sorry Goonie had to leave early, but I know what it's like. If you're out in the heat all day, sometimes you just need to go lie down to recover, because that can just really be super draining. I'm going to.
It's humid. I don't know where she's at, but I mean,
she's in Nebraska, and what she does reenactments at one of the old forts. And so, they go out and they're dressed in all of this period clothing, which is all old cotton or wool. And of course, it's in the middle of the summer. And these old forts, it means there's no shade, so you're out in the sun all the time. And also, there's no air conditioning because it's old forts.
I hope she gets paid for that. That sounds like a job.
Yeah, I think she and her sister run the gift shop, which is literally they've turned what used to be the old trading post into the gift shop. So it's built exactly like it was. It hasn't been updated, with the exception that they have electricity to run the registers, and that's all the modern conveniences that they have is those registers. So yeah, it is one of those things that people who really love doing it will do, but yeah, not me.
No. I like to read about history.
I was
a history major, but I don't want to reenact it.
Yeah, I like going and visiting places where they have people reenacting stuff, but yeah, I like being able to leave and go find air conditioning after an hour or two if I need.
Otherwise, tell me about it. I'll read about it.
I'm more happy to reenact in an air-conditioned setting.
Yeah. All right. Viewers, tomorrow afternoon we will be having our Walker of Waterdeep game. That'll be 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Monday night, we will be doing Monster Monday, and we will be doing Monster Monday on the Fire Giant on Monday night. And looking at its history throughout D&D. Then we will be back here next Thursday for the Sword Coast Chronicles. And then I believe next Saturday we will be back here once again for the Greyhawk Saturday Nights. We do have a couple of Saturdays coming up later in the year that we will be missing, but I don't think any of them are coming up just quite yet. So, everyone have a great week, and I am going to go and find out if anybody from the small streamer community is doing anything fun. And if they are, we will go ahead and we will raid them. And come on.
You could read the little poem that Archimedes wrote about the little few people that were here that he could fit in.
Oh, okay.
Scored deal. So the Lily the Pink edition.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Attack Rat is doing some artwork. It's a nice way of winding down on a Saturday night. So let's go and see what she's creating. She usually does some fun, like anime style art on her channel. So, oh, whoops.